Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Panic is erupting at the New York mayor's office. Zohran Mamdani just got implicated. His mother, his family, it's actually crazy. So yesterday, the Department of Justice released all the Epstein files, the long-awaited disclosure that we were promised, that Congress forced. And what the Democrats had hoped was that we were going to be getting more evidence or more allegations fueling up about President Trump and his relationship with Epstein, that they were going to be getting the vindication that they wanted, that they sought after. It was going to damage Trump, damage their political opponents, but that's not what's happening at all. Key figures across the world, on the left in most cases, some on the right, are getting exposed for their connections with Jeffrey Epstein. New emails, videos are implicating powerful leaders across the world, ex-leaders, current leaders, and it's something crazy. But what I did not expect was to go on X and see Zohran Mamdani and his family and their name implicated, dragged into this whole thing. That's what I, like, I started seeing X posts like this. What if Jeffrey Epstein is Zohran Mamdani's father? And I was like, well, what are we talking about here? Like, is this like an April Fool's joke? What do you mean, what if Jeffrey Epstein is Zohran Mamdani's father? So I had to dig into this, and it is actually really crazy. Like, it's bad. It's a bad look. I've been seeing a lot of reactions from the left. They're all confused. First off, let's just break this news right now. So, in the disclosure, in 2019, there was an email sent to Michael Wolff from Jeffrey Epstein. I think there was a chain between the two. Michael Wolff is a quote-unquote journalist, and he wanted to obtain compromising information on Trump from Jeffrey Epstein. And Jeffrey Epstein just blatantly said there is no damaging information, compromising information, actually saying Trump did not get a massage. So Michael Wolff wanted to use whatever dirt he could find on Trump to damage Trump's reputation and character. And now the entire world is seeing that email that no, indeed, Donald Trump, President Trump, did not get a massage. That's the post right there. But I want to play this because on Air Force One, they asked Trump what he was going to do about this, and this is what he said.
What did you think of the latest release of Epstein files, and do you think your critics will be satisfied with this release?
It looked like this guy Wolff, who's a writer, was conspiring with Epstein to do harm to me. And I didn't see it myself, but I was told by some very important people that not only does it absolve me, it's the opposite of what people were hoping, you know, the radical left, that Wolff was a third-rate writer, was conspiring with Jeffrey Epstein to hurt me, politically or otherwise, and that came through loud and clear. So
Right. So that's what President Trump just said about that news. And it also got revealed that Jeffrey Epstein was essentially the man arranging meetings between congressional Democratic candidates and Chuck Schumer up until at least 2018. Chuck Schumer, like Epstein ran the Democrat Party by the looks of it. And then this is the post I saw that went one of the posts that went viral. Zohran Mamdani's mother hanging out with Epstein and Bill Clinton months after his conviction was not on my bingo card. And this is because revelations came out implicating Mira Nar, or Nir, Zohran Mamdani's mom, who is a filmmaker, so you see all her movies here. She's been making movies for a long time, and there was this interesting exchange from, well, mentioning Mamdani's mother just left Ghislaine's townhouse after party for film. Bill Clinton and Jeff Bezos were there. Gene Pigozzi and director Mira Nar. So basically, Bill Clinton and Jeff Bezos and Epstein and Mamdani's mother were at her movie, event, the after party for the film. One can only imagine what was going on at that after party. The film received tepid reaction, although women like it much more. Hillary Swank and Gear, stupid party. So this is actually kind of crazy. Like, Mamdani's he's gonna have to answer for this, because this is your mother. I mean, she was on the campaign trail with you, and she was hanging out with the most prolific pedo the world has ever seen. Hanging out with Bill Clinton. Mamdani, you need to come out and say something, because this is truly bad. This is criminal. And I'm going to show you another connection that is so bizarre. But here's Mamdani's mom on his campaign trail, helping him out, knocking doors for him.
Anybody who's voting for Zohran, I tell them a secret. I am his mother.
You were really good at this.
I'm good at it, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good at melt down the people.
I don't know what to say.
Hello, namaskar, how are you? Come to talk to you about Zohran Mamdani.
I've come to talk to you about bloody Zohran, but for Okay, well, look. Lady, you have been exposed, and here's another really crazy connection. And this is kind of like one of those things where it's like, is this really just a coincidence? So, Mira Nar, born in India, she's 68 years old now. She married Mahmoud Mamdani in 1991 and gave birth to Zohran some point after, but look who she was married to before. A person named Mitch Epstein. You click on Mitch Epstein, I guess Zohran's someone. Like, this is crazy. Like, just think about what we're talking about. Now, so she is hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein, Mamdani's mom, hanging out with Bill Clinton at her own movie, which I suppose they were involved in. So they were friends, they knew each other. And then she was married to Mitch Epstein. And I'm just saying, like, this guy looks related to Jeffrey. They might be related. They're from the same area of, the country. Epstein, I believe, is from New York, and Mitch is from Massachusetts, raised in a Jewish family in Holyoke, Massachusetts. I'm just saying, like, am I supposed to believe this is a coincidence? In 1978, he journeyed to India with his future wife, director Mira Nar, where he was a producer, production designer, and cinematographer. And he happens to share the same last name with Jeffrey Epstein and grew up in a similar part. Okay, having lived and traveled beyond the United States for a decade, Epstein began to spend more time in New York City. So he was also spending a lot of time in New York City. Yeah, okay, look, the coincidence, so Mamdani's mom, Zohran's mom, named in the Epstein files, hanging out with Bill Clinton and Epstein at her after party, email right here, and she just so happened to be married to a guy named Mitch Epstein. I do not believe in coincidences. And the guy just looks he looks like a cousin or some family relative. I'm telling you, this is wild, and Zohran Mamdani is going to have to answer for this. What do you mean your mom was hanging out with? Like, it'd be one thing if it was like, oh, they were at some event together. You were at Ghislaine Maxwell's townhouse doing a party for your your mother was doing a party at Ghislaine Maxwell's house for her movie, right? With Bill Clinton, big hitter, and Jeff Bezos, at one point the richest man in the world. Yeah. Yep. This is crazy. So that's what's going on. That's the crazy implication here. And the whole point and the whole purpose of the Democrats attaching themselves to the disclosure of the Epstein files and the push for that was solely because they wanted to implicate Trump. And it turns out their golden boy, Zohran Mamdani, is implicated. His mama, like the internet is now saying Epstein could be Zohran's real dad. Like that's where we're at. Because that party happened in 2009. She was married to Mitch Epstein in 1980 or 90 something. And they were married for nearly 10 years. So I'm just saying, things like this can happen. You know, Mamdani does seem like a plant, and it seems like everyone was connected to Jeffrey. Ironically, the only person who has ever truly been vindicated, in my opinion, is Donald Trump. You had the lawyers for the Epstein victims a few years ago say that Trump was the only politician. This was before I think Trump even ran for office. Trump was the only politician to give them useful information when they went after Jeffrey Epstein the first time. And Epstein was still prolific, so it's not like Trump had any incentive to help them, but he did. He gave them valuable information. I think what Trump and Epstein's relationship is two billionaires both from New York, and they ran in similar circles. Not everyone that touched Epstein or took a picture with him was implicated or is criminally implicated. Look at Elon was pushing for the release of this. His name is in there too. You know, he sent emails. Different people all over, like people you just wouldn't expect were sending emails. I think the people that are that have obviously been compromised are royal family members, powerful politicians when they were in office. Like that was the blackmail scheme. So I don't think, Trump liking women. Trump likes women. Like he does, you know when someone's a creep by just looking at them, or when they speak, they're weird, creepy, like they have creepy energy. Trump is clearly a pimp. Like he likes grown women, And look, he's black. I told you guys this. He has multiple baby mamas. He's black. So that's what it is. You just have to accept that. But, for the Democrats to keep pushing this lie, oh, Trump is this, Trump is that, it's solely to tarnish and damage his reputation. There's no evidence of that. If anything, we're seeing evidence that Epstein was connecting Chuck Schumer and all congressional candidates. He controlled the entire operation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, short stream, short video here. Just wanted to get this news out to you. Malin from Norway sent 200 Norwegian krones, I think. I thought the Europeans hated me after Greenland. Like I kept saying we needed Greenland. I guess we still have love in Norway. So, all right. Thank you all very much for watching. God, I pray for justice. Give these victims the justice they need. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Goodbye.